which means you'll be graduating, and then this thing will happen after you're done with your schooling. For those who are interested in pre-program completion OPT, we recommend you go with the route of CPT, which is free. You don't have to pay $410 and still pretty much have the same benefit. We offer a lot of CPT workshops throughout the year as well. If you're interested, go to one of them, okay? So for this post-program completion OPT, it can be done full-time, which means 20 hours or more. Some students work way more than 40 hours. We have some students in hospitality business. That person work night and day, 7 days a week, so accumulate a lot of hours, and that's allowed during the OPT. And normally it's good for 12 months. This is for the goal of work experience in your field of study. And you can work anywhere in America, including Alaska and Hawaii. How great is that? And during OPT, you're still an F1. You are not like having work visa. You still student visa, but they give you the work authorization. If you haven't muted yourself, please do so. All right, next page. Okay, so who is eligible for this one? You have to finish one full academic year of study, but we recommend you save it until the end of your whole program, so you get a degree, right? And yeah, if you can apply in your final semester toward the end of the semester, and if you are a grad student who in thesis doing final thesis, you can apply as well. The good thing about OPT is that you don't have to have a job in order to apply. So what we recommend the student is, we know you don't have a job yet, but it takes about 3 months before this work authorization card is issued. So you apply in faith that you will get a job, you know. So apply, get the card, and hopefully get a job. You don't need to have a job in order to apply, which is different from CPT. Going to the next page. Okay, this is the application process. First, you have to know when you're graduating. Most of you know when you're graduating, except some of you are like, maybe I need this many more credits, maybe not. So let's say that you know that you're graduating. Some of you who in this meeting now may be graduating at the end of this fall semester. So know when you're graduating, and then choose your OPT start date. Don't email us and say, I want to apply for OPT, and never tell us when you want to start your OPT, because that is not enough information. You have to choose what day you want to start your OPT. You got 60 possible choices. We cover that in the next page. And when you know when you want to start your OPT, you request for the OPT I-20 by emailing us, one of your international student advisor. By the way, guys, we have one new advisor who just joined our team. Her name is Junko Takada. Maybe I'll introduce her at the end, okay? So Mr. Arthur Wong, me, Kelly McCallan, and Junko. You can request to one of us, or you can email international@cpp.edu and request for that one too. Then you have to submit the OPT application package. You don't apply for OPT with us. We just help you with part of it, which is to give you OPT I-20. You have to apply with USCIS directly. In the past, you have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, send a picture and a check, and submit it by mail to USCIS. But these days, most people file it online, and there are a lot of benefits why you should send the OPT application package online, okay? All right, and once you file it, you just wait and wait. It usually takes about 2 to 3 months before the card arrives. But after you apply, you usually get a notification that they received your application, and there will be a case number that you can use to follow up later. For those who want to apply online, let me show you. Oh, I'm cold. Anyone cold? Do you guys see me at the new page? Or do we have to stop sharing and share again? Can somebody give a hello?
No, we can't see the
Okay,
page.
all right. Let me find the page. Sorry, guys. Oh, right here. This is the page I want to show you. So when you go to apply online, it will lead you to this USCIS page, and you scroll down and look for the one that say I-765. See this one? And your reason will be C3B, F1 student, post-completion OPT. You click file online. Do you see this page that they want you to create an account and sign in? Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we can see.
perfect. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to do that. You just have to like create an account right here with USCIS so that when you prepare for the application, you can come in and out until you're ready to submit, okay? It's quite self-explanatory, but if you got stuck anywhere, you can also reach out to our office. Gonna go back to the PowerPoint now. Okay, so once you file, you're gonna wait for the decision. And we recommend you to wait inside America. Okay, so in summary, you apply for the step one, right? You apply request for OPT with us, and we issue you the OPT I-20 on CVIS, and then you file 765, and USCIS adjudicate or they process the I-765. Then you will receive the EAD card and can start working. When you get the employer, you report whom you work for to us, USCIS. And then you also report the change of address. And if you change your employer, you also have to report that to us. Okay. So, like I said, you create an account, right? The benefit for applying online, besides the fact that it's faster than applying through the mail, you don't have to lose sleep at night wondering, did the post office mess up my mail? Did it reach the destination? You know, it's much easier. And to pay for the fee in the past, so you don't have to write a check. And sometimes you don't have enough funds in your banking account, the check bounced. So much trouble. This day, you can pay with the credit card online. You can track the case number online. Very, very easy. And if ever USCIS want to request for more evidence from you, it can be easily done online. So once in a while, we get RFE from USCIS. Maybe they have some questions about your past record or your photo that you submitted is too old or identical with your passport and they reject that. This can be easily rectified through online. And just so you know that there is also something called premium processing. Like I mentioned, normally it takes 2 to 3 months before the OPT application is through. But if you have a lot of money, like I'm talking $1,500, you can go premium and they guarantee that your EAD card will be issued within 30 calendar days. I have seen a student who got it in 1 week. So it worked out for those who need to start jobs sooner than later. That's something to consider, but for most of you, I don't see why you need to pay extra $1,500 for the premium processing. Okay, next. But for those who don't want to apply online and want to do the paper route, you have to fill out these, these are the documents you have to submit. One of the difference from the online one is called G1145, which is like a one-page thing that say, hey, I apply for this I-765 with you. Once you get this application, can you please text or email me back? All these things will be on our website and the link as well, so you can access that easily. And you can also fill out I-765 through paper format. But like I said, our office discouraged that because it takes longer and all the hiccups that could happen. You also have to submit the OPT I-20 with your signature. And for those of you who has done CPT in the past, you have more than one I-20 from our office. They would need a copy of your old CPT I-20 as well. And then, of course, the passport picture page and the most recent F1 visa with the most recent date entry stamp, but this day they may or may not stamp. And if you happen to have expired F1 visa, don't worry about it. Just send them a copy of the F1 visa you have. It will be accepted. And I-94 application fee and the 2 US passport size photos. And I recommend you can of course do it yourself for the passport photo. Some of the students would go to CVS or Walgreens to get those picture taken and bring a thumb drive so you can get it digitally as well. All right, so this is a very useful chart talking about when you can apply for OPT, all those fun stuff, okay? So let's say you are graduating this fall 2023. The last day of this semester is December 17. And the earliest you can apply for OPT is, 1 second. Oh, earliest OPT start date is 1 day after your program completion date. So December 18. And the latest OPT start date is within 60 days after your program end date. Okay, so that would be February 15, 2024. Pretty much USCIS give you about 5 months to apply for this OPT. But I think a lot of you are graduating at the end of the spring 2024. So the date will shift accordingly. You can access this date on our OPT page on the International Students and Scholars Office website. All right. So this is a very useful chart. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, for some reason, oh, I found my arrow. Can't find it for a long time. Okay, I love this chart. I think it helps. Either it helps or it doesn't help, but I hope it helps. First, start with your semester end date. So for those of you who are graduating at the end of this semester, that will be December 17, right? So start here. And guess what? You can apply for OPT 90 days before this day. So you could have applied a while ago, or you can still apply now. It's still within these 90 days. And if you cannot decide whether or not you should apply for OPT or not, you got another 60 days to apply. So you got 150 days window to apply for OPT. As to what date you want to start your OPT, it's your choice. I told you got 60 possible choices, right? You can be like, hey, I finished. Next day, I want to start my OPT. You can do that. You can start right here. So that would be December 18. Or you can be like, I need to take a break. I've been studying so hard. I want to play first. Maybe I'll start January 1st. You can pick it this day to start to January 1st. Whichever day you pick, you got 365 days of OPT before it ends, okay? Or you can wait until the last possible days just to give you more time to look for a job. 60 days after December 17, that's probably about middle of February. You can start there. Here's a tip. Most workplace want you to start on Monday. So whatever date you're thinking of starting, pick the Monday, okay, of that week. That way you can start working right away. And it's good for 12 months. Once the 12 months come, you got 60 days of grace period. We're going to talk about what you can do during the 60 days of grace period. One of which is you cannot work anymore. Once your EAD card is expired, that's when you're done. But you can stay inside America another 60 days or transfer or continue studying somewhere else or higher degree with Cal Poly Pomona. But for those of you who have STEM major, so this is the end of your first OPT, right? This is the date. 90 days before that date comes, you should reach out to our office and you have to fill out a form called I-983, which is like a study plan, almost like work/internship/training plan with your employer so that you can get 2 more years of OPT. Altogether, STEM major got 3 years, but it's not automatic. You still have to apply. And by applying, you need a new I-20 from our office, and you need to pay $410 application fee one more time, okay? All right, next page. So here are some of the reasons why students might run into problem when they apply for OPT. I would say the majority of students who apply for OPT, like 99.9%, they got it approved. They got the card, no problem. But once in a while, we got students who maybe change their address after they've submit the application. It's still allowed. There's a form called AR11 that you can fill out and tell USCIS, by the way, I moved. Can you please send my EAD card to this address instead? But I would recommend if you don't have to change the address, that might be better. So look for an address that you know for sure that you'll be at when you apply, okay? Less hassle. And yeah, sometimes when you move and you don't inform them of your change of address, it's almost like you communicate to a black hole with USCIS. You apply, and then it's really hard to change anything, you know? So just think about it. And then if you apply online, you don't have to worry about the check. But if you're going to apply with paper, make sure that there's enough money in your bank account so that the check doesn't bounce. Oh, this one is my favorite. It's very sad story. We have a couple students who got the OPT I-20 from our office. They're like, advisor, I want to apply for OPT. We're like, sure, here's your I-20 for OPT. Please apply soon. And they're like, hey, I got the card. I got this I-20 and I just want to sit and do nothing for about a month something. And then, oh, I feel like applying now. Guess what? It's outside the window because that OPT I-20 from us advisor must reach USCIS before 30 days or else it's automatic denied. But you tend to not know that it denies until 2 or 3 months later. So you waste $410 and it might be outside the window to apply already. So that's a no-no. That's an easy fix. So once you get OPT I-20 from us, apply for the OPT as soon as possible. Do not wait, okay? Please don't make a big mistake like that. All right, next one. Some student might be more like me. I'm pretty thrifty. I'm like, hey, I still have leftover passport photo from 2 years ago. I still look like me now. Why not reuse that one? Guess what? USCIS will compare with the passport photo on your picture or the visa stamp and like, it's exactly the same clothes, the same hair, the same everything. She used old picture. Well, that also will cause you OPT denial. And you might not know that until 2-3 months later. I would recommend you get a new picture. And USCIS have a very good website of like, they tell you exactly what passport photo has to be. You know, can you wear glasses or not? Do you need to show your ear? Can you smile? What's the size? What's the backdrop? You know, so study all that and make sure you meet their requirement. And if you, for some reason, get the REF, request for evidence, it's not the end of the world. Just read and do what they ask you to. And if you're not sure, reach out to one of the advisor and try to respond to it as soon as you can. Okay. I talk a lot, huh? All right, so after you file OPT application, you should get a text or email that they received it. And you will also receive a paper called Notice of Action Letter within 2 to 3 weeks. In that, there will be a case number that you can follow up with this link. Just paste the number that you got on the link and it will say, we received your application on this day, it's being processed. Or it might say, on this day, your OPT application is approved. It's coming through the mail, you know. And that is also can be used as a receipt for your $410 fee. And the card should arrive in the mail in 2 to 3 months. And once you get the card, you have to set up a SEVP portal so that you can report about your employer, change of address, all those things. That email from USCIS will come to you a little bit after you get the EAD card. And then you can upload the EAD card on our International Students and Scholars website. Yeah, make sure you update your address and employment. And this is an example of what an EAD card look like, okay? And for some reason, if they misspell your name or have something incorrect, reach out to us and try to get it rectified as soon as possible. Don't wait until like middle of your OPT year and then say, oh, I just noticed this wrong start date, okay? All right, so while you're on OPT, like I mentioned before, you can work full-time, which means 20 hours or more. You have to report the job through the SEVP portal. And if you get a new job, you only have 10 days to report. And every job, let's say you have 2 jobs, all the job has to be directly related to your field of study. You cannot do like something engineering related and waitressing for your engineering major. And you don't want to do that anyway. You spend so much money and time and a lot of brain cells to get a degree. Let's go hard, go all out with your learning in your field of study, okay? And let's see. You cannot have more than 90 days of unemployment for that year of OPT. What it means is that you maintain your F1 status by working during OPT. If you cannot find a job, then that's not good. USCIS don't like that. So the only way that you can work around that is to get a volunteer job in your field of study. I'm not going to tell you where you can find a volunteer job. All I want to tell you is that one way to stop the 90-day clock is, whoa, can you mute yourself, please? Yeah, one day to stop the 90 days clock is to volunteer some place in your field of study while still looking for a paid job, and hopefully that will lead to opportunity for maybe, who knows, work visa or something in the future. Some students reach out to their professor in their major and say, professor, do you have anything I can volunteer to help? Because I want to stop the clock, so that's something that you can have conversation with your professor. All right, next is about traveling and OPT. So like I said, when you're on OPT, you still F1, which means before you travel overseas, you still need the travel signature update from one of your advisor. But this time it's only good for 6 months. Each signature is good for 6 months. You can email directly international@cpp.edu and say, I'm on OPT. I need travel signature update. Can you please help me? That's probably the easiest one. Or you can fill out the form online, but sometimes you have problem getting access to PolyDoc after you graduate. Anyhow, this is warning. Pay attention to this one. Don't fall asleep yet. When you file for OPT application, before you got the EAD card, we do not recommend you to travel outside the country. Why? Because it's risky. What if your OPT is denied? And usually the Border Patrol people want to see your EAD card when you try to re-enter the country. They also want to see that, oh, you come back to do your work? Where's a job offer? You can't just say, well, I'm still looking, So has there been some student who left the country while OPT application is being processed? There might be, but it's very risky and we do not recommend. So when is the best time to travel? When you apply for OPT. So when you have all these, EAD card, check, you got a job offer already, ask your employer to write a letter like, we expect so-and-so to come back and start working with us in this field, blah, 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 during his OPT. Simple letter. And then OPT I-20 with a travel signature within 6 months. All right. When your OPT is done, like I said, you can stay during the 60-day of grace period. After that, you should leave the country, or you can transfer to another school or do master degree or PhD, I guess. Or you can, if you got an employer who wants to sponsor you, maybe apply for a change of visa, maybe H-1B. We're going to have an H-1B workshop coming up. We invited an immigration attorney. He's coming during our coffee hour in November 30th at 3 p.m. If you are free, come join us, okay? It's going to be a great learning. All right. So for those of you who are doing STEM, make sure that you are truly in a STEM major. Don't assume like, am I not in STEM major? If you're not sure, check with one of your international student advisor. And your employer has to be E-Verify, which is like a program with the government. They have to, like your company has to join the E-Verify program with the government. And yeah, if not, if they love you so much, maybe they will join. Just ask us behind the scene, I guess. Let's see, you have to apply for OPT extension, fill out an I-983 training plan, and apply 90 days before your current OPT is over, okay? While it's pending, you can continue working for 180 days. Usually it's approved before then, and you'll get another EAD card. And during this time, they give you another, like additional 60 days of unemployment. So the total is 150 days of unemployment. Let's see. Yeah, and if you happen to change your employer, make sure you submit the new I-983, okay? All right, here's the FAQ that I can think of. And of course, we're open for you guys to ask. Number one, who determines if my job is directly related to my field of study? The person who determines is not one of your advisor. No, it's not our job to say, yes, you in this bio something, oh, this job will fit, sure. No, it's you who determine that and your employer. Remember, OPT, it has to be directly related to your field of study. And some of you might overstretch, like, I study accounting. Can I teach tutor math for students? After school program, like, no, that's not related to your field of study, okay? And it might come back to bite you when you apply for H-1B or something else in the future. So make sure, especially those who have multiple jobs, that all the jobs have to be directly related to your field of study. Next question, can I renew my F1 visa while on OPT? The answer is yes. But I would encourage you to try to apply for it as soon as possible, like early in your OPT. Don't wait until toward the end of your OPT and try to renew, because usually F1 visa is for studying, right? During OPT, you're not even studying, you're technically working, So yeah, is it possible? Yes, but keep in mind, visa decision is made by Department of State, not by us, okay? Thirdly, what happened if I file the OPT application and I found out that I failed a class and I did not graduate? My only recommendation is don't fail a class, or if you fail, try to finish your degree as soon as possible. Do not just focus on working on the job during OPT, and then when OPT is over, you're like, oh, now I'm going to try to finish my degree. It doesn't work that way. Your priority is to finish your class. If you should only work part-time while finishing your final course, then do so, okay? But otherwise, once you file for application, it's being processed. So that's your OPT. All right, number 4, what if I cannot find a job? Almost 90 days of unemployment. We touched about this. You could maybe consider volunteering in some job that is directly related to your field of study, and hopefully find a paid job in your field soon after that. Do we need to tell the employer that we are on OPT while applying for a job? I need to correct that typo. You could, but usually the employer just want to know, do you need us to sponsor you for some kind of work permit? You can say, no, I have this work authorization that is good for 1 year. and hopefully they like you so much, you the best worker they ever have. And then you can start the conversation about, I would really love to keep working for your company after this year. Would you like to sponsor for a work visa, H-1B visa for me? So that is something you can talk about. But if you're STEM, you can mention like my student visa give me altogether 3-year work authorization. Yeah. Okay, I think, one more thing. Job search tips. I know that one of the things that I heard a lot for students who want to apply for OPT is like, I start applying for jobs, but it's really hard to find any job. The market is tough right now, blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't be discouraged. It's not easy, but you can do it. If you get one no, just brush it off, like not a big deal. Oh, they lose out on me. I'm like the best possible worker there is. And keep applying. Don't let a no make you feel down. Just keep having a good mindset, good attitude, keep going, keep looking for job, practicing interview, updating your resume, networking, maybe even check back with your professor. Maybe they have some network that they can recommend to you. You only need one yes, okay? And if you want some mindset help, I recommend a book called What Color is Your Parachute? It's one of the bestseller. It will help you learn to have a good mindset while you're looking for jobs, okay? Like, don't pay attention to the no's. You just need one yes. All right, I think, let me show you this, our website for the OPT. Okay, let me stop sharing and share a different page. Here. So when you go to our International Students and Scholars Office website, look here, U.S. employment, that's the word OPT, right? Go to the post-completion OPT. They're all linked anyway. So here you will find everything that I talked about, STEM information right here, normal eligibility right here, when to apply here, OPT start date, we have the same chart right here. This is the event, and this is the application steps. Okay, so you're doing number 1. Good job on that. Pat yourself in the back for attending the workshop. Pick your OPT start date, and once you pick, email us. There's also on the website the date calculator, just to make sure you do it within the timeline they give you. Here is the I-765. Here it says you can complete it online by clicking here, which will lead you to the USCIS create an account website. Remember, I showed you earlier. Or if you want to do it the old school way by paper, you can come here and upload and print the I-765 and mail it. And here's a sample of I-765. Again, it's very generic. Your situation might be different from the sample I give, but it gives idea of what you need to fill out. This one is not 100% the same as the online application. I'm telling you, online application is quite easy. Just follow along, and yeah, if you get stuck, let us know. But otherwise, I would recommend you go to that one. They ask similar question, but the paper format, they might need a little bit more information. For example, you have to list all your past OPT and CPT, but all this can be found on the website. Oh, I lost the page. Okay. And on that same page, it also tell you of reporting requirement, among other things. All right. Now I'm ready for a question. And Junko, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone real quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm the new advisor here at Cal Poly Pomona. Nice to meet you. So I probably met some of you at the international event last week. Maybe you came for the potluck. My office is here at the International Center, so feel free to email me or schedule an appointment with me. I do have drop-in advising every Tuesday. The Zoom link is on our website. Nog, are you able to show the website?
Oh, I can do that again.
Okay. So the Zoom link is there. It's every Tuesday. And your advising, drop-in advising is on Thursday, right?
Yep. So if you go to our website at home, you scroll down and you'll see drop-in advising right here. This means you don't have to schedule any appointment. You just show up and you can ask us questions. So Junko takes care of the Tuesday. I do the Thursday. Or you can always email us or schedule appointment through CPP Connect for the undergrad. Okay. All right.
Right. And also, yeah, so if you have any questions afterwards, you can come show up tomorrow for advising from 10 to 11:30.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is the time for the question. Feel free to either type it down in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask. And I know that we have tons and tons of students. If you have not already put down your name and Bronco ID number, we cannot record that you have attended this workshop. And there are a few of you who show up pretty late. I feel like you missed most of the main idea here. So please come some other time too. We offer it every month, sometimes a couple times a month. All right, any question? I know I talk a lot. Ooh, maybe there's no question. I did so good. Come on, guys. Usually there's some questions.
We have some questions in the chat box.
Oh, can you read, Arthur?
Yeah, first one from Adele. As CPP students, can we have an OPT fee waiver?
Oh, unfortunately, if you an F1 and you want to do post-program completion OPT, they don't do waiver. Like I mentioned that this I-765 can be used for a lot of reasons. Maybe you apply for the asylum or severe economic hardship or whatever. For those reasons, you could try fee waiver. They may or may not grant it to you. But for normal OPT, they don't let you do fee waiver. I know it's expensive. When I was in F1, it's only $100 and the price kept going up and up. Now it's $410.
Okay, second question. Do we have to give exam for this Zoom sessions we attend?
Do you have to give a what? Exam?
Exam.
We don't have an exam, but if you
Yeah,
want
we
an
don't.
exam, I can give it to you.
Okay. Third question. How many years for OPT for hospitality?
Hospitality? Hospitality and business is not STEM major. You're not science, technology, mathematics, or engineering. Therefore, it's only 1 year of OPT. Any more questions? If not, you know that you can always reach out to us at international@cp